Let's wrap up our work today by taking the next step on word problems. In a previous lesson, we developed this word bank of words that go with these mathematical symbols. Some of them are obvious, some of them not so much. Surely when you see the word sum or add, you think plus. Multiply or times, you think multiply. Quotient means divide. Do you remember that product and of mean multiply? And increase and decrease go with add and subtract. Today's word problems will throw in a new symbol. Now you know that that's an equal sign. Another word in math that's commonly used to mean equals is. If one thing is another, that's kind of the same as saying that they're equal to each other. We'll have more words that mean equal. We'll find them as we go. Since we now have equal signs, we'll be translating into equations. And if it's an equation, well, then we should solve the equation. When you work your homework, some of the problems will just say to translate, but I want you to translate and solve on all of the problems. There are a few tricks we can use for translating English sentences into math equations. In English, we read number 1 this way. A number added to -9 is -6. But in math terms, we look at this differently. We skim through the equation looking for the equal sign. What word in number 1 is the equal sign? We know that is means equals. Now, what's the only thing that comes after the word is? -6. We'll put that there. What comes before the equal sign is all of this. I need a number added to -9. Added. Like that. Here's a number added to -9 is -6. There's the equation. A number added to -9 is -6. All right, once we have the equation, we should solve. Solve means treat the equal sign like a fence and get in by itself. To get in by itself, this -9 has to leave. Let's get rid of the -9 with a +9. So that -9 and +9 is 0 plus n. -6 plus +9 is +3. Our job on each problem is to translate the sentence into an equation, then solve the equation. That's what we did here on number 1. We took the sentence, we translated it into an equation, then we solve. Here comes number 2. Now remember, in English, this says 4 times a number yields -28. But in math, we like to skim the sentence looking for the equal sign. What word seems to be the equal sign? I like the word yields. Let's add the word yields to our word bank of things that mean equal. We skim the problem, we find the equal sign. Now, what's the only thing that comes after the equal sign? Is -28. What comes before the equal sign? 4 times a number. Well, I can write 4 times a number as 4n. Let's see if we've got it. 4 times a number yields -28. 4 times a number equals -28. Good. Now solve. If I want to get in by itself, well, 4 and n are being multiplied. The inverse of multiplication is division. and negative 28 divided by 4 is negative 7. Here comes number 3. Twice a number gives negative 102. Scan through that problem and where's my equal sign? There's another new word for equals. Gives. Equals. What's the only thing that comes after the equal sign? Negative 102. Before the equal sign, twice a number. Twice a number just means 2 times a number. Let's see if we've got it. Twice a number gives negative 102. Twice a number gives negative 102. Now solve for n. We'll divide by 2. 102 divided by 2 is 51, and a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Scan through number 4 and find that equal sign. A number subtracted from 30 amounts to negative 91. Where's that equal? Here we go. The equal sign must be amounts to. There's a lot of different ways to say equals in math. Amounts to is my equal sign. What's the only thing that comes after the equal sign? Is negative 91. Now what comes before the equal sign? A number subtracted from 30. Now subtraction can be tricky. Let me come down here to scrap paper. A number subtracted from 30, should that be n minus 30 or should that be 30 minus n? A number subtracted from 30. I think I've got to write it this way. This problem says that I have 30 and then I have a number subtracted from that. The word from implies that the 30 goes first. Let's see if we've got it. A number subtracted from 30 amounts to negative 91. Here's a number being subtracted from 30 amounts to negative 91. Good. Now let's solve. If I'm going to get n by itself, then that 30 has to leave. I'll subtract 30 from each side. Now this n does not have a number in front of it. It does have a negative in front of it. That's like having a negative 1 there. To get n by itself, I divide by negative 1. And a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Tricky, but I think we've got it. Let's add on to our word bank. Equals can also be gives or amounts to. For number 5, 5 times a number added to 7 is 42. Well, think like a math person. Scan through that sentence until you find the equal sign. The word that means equals in this sentence is. What's the only thing that comes after the equal sign? 42. And what comes before the equal sign? All of this. 5 times a number added to 7. Added. 5 times a number added to 7. Here's 5 times a number added to 7. Let's see if we've got it all. 5 times a number added to 7 is 42. 5 times a number added to 7 is 42. Perfect. Now to solve, inverse of addition is subtraction. And when we divide, the number we're looking for is 7. It can seem like there's an awful lot of different types of word problems, but what they all share is that the first step is to find that equal sign. The sum of 2, 9, and a number amounts to 21. What's the equal sign? amounts to. That's equals. Now, what's the only thing that comes after the equal sign? Is the 21. Before the equal sign is all of this. Can we write the sum of 2, 9, and a number? We're adding three things together. We're adding the 2, the 9, and a number. The sum of 2, 9, and a number. Let's see if we've got it all. The sum of 2, 9, and a number amounts to 21. The sum of 2, 9, and a number amounts to 21. Good. To solve, let's combine like terms. 2 plus 9 is 11. Now to get in by itself, we'll subtract 11. 21 minus 11 is 10. Beautiful. This one's extra tricky. Lots of words. But let's be smart. We'll scan through and find that equal sign. Where's my equal sign at? All these words. There it is. Start with the equal sign always. Now, what's the only thing that comes after the equal sign? Negative 15. Before the equal sign, very complicated. I have the product of 5 and a sum of negative 2 and a number. But here's what we have to keep an eye out for is this phrase. The product of 5 and a sum. Stop. That tells me I need parentheses. A sum is an addition problem. I want the product, multiply, the product of 5 and a sum. I want to multiply 5 and a sum. That tells me I need parentheses so that I can multiply 5 times this sum. Now the sum of what and what? The sum of negative 2 and a number. Those are tricky. Those will take some practice. Let's solve. I'll distribute the 5. 5 times negative 2, 5 times n. Now get rid of the negative 10 by adding 10 to both sides. Negative 15 and positive 10 is negative 5. When I divide, final answer, negative 1. Great. Last problem. This one's got a lot of words to it. Go find that equal sign. The difference of a number and 4 is equal to, there it is equal to the quotient of 18 and 6. Is equal to, that's my equal sign. Now what comes after the equal sign? After the equal sign is the quotient of 18 and 6. Quotient means divide. After the equal sign, I'm supposed to divide 18 and 6. Before the equal sign, I have the difference of a number and 4. Difference means subtract. Let's see if we've got it all. The difference of a number and 4 is equal to the quotient of 18 and 6. The difference of a number and 4 is equal to the quotient of 18 and 6. I think we've got it. Now to solve, let's go 18 divided by 6. That's 3. Then get n by itself. The inverse of subtraction is addition. Final answer, n is 7. All right, you're ready to try some on your own. I sure have enjoyed working with you today. Work hard. I'll see you soon.